Hey everyone, Katie here, and I'm gonna try my best to explain Iron Gate wallrun. This is off the cuff. This isn't gonna be formal. I'm just gonna try my best and hope that it works because this is a complicated, messy, weird trick. Let's get to it. So, you know this elevator, right? It rides down this slope. What you can actually do is run on this slope. And you can do pretty quirky things with that. One of the things you can do with this fast speed you build down the slope is move up it. You actually move faster if you're neutral sticking, but that's a thing only relevant for the backtrack for ring attacks. So what you can do is you can turn back and walk up this wall, and that allows you to run on it for a little bit before you fall off and fall back down the slope. And what you can do as you're running up this wall is jump on it. You can see that if I jump on it on this frame, that was wrong, I actually did it right. But if I jump on it on any frame that I'm on it, I actually start flying. The interesting thing about that, though, is that if you jump on the frame, it says 90 degrees on the gravity angle here, you can actually do some bizarro stuff. So let me demonstrate. If I just, do a jump off the wall at this state, like the gravity is pretty close, but you can only just like hug the wall. You can't actually land on it, you can't do anything. However, if I were to pause for a frame and then jump on this 90-degree frame when I'm on the ground, I actually get the same sort of gravity, or it's slightly different, but what I can do is if I touch this wall with that gravity, Eggman basically latches onto it, and then I can start running on the wall. This happens because of very just different floating points due to system architecture. This is why it's not possible on PC. The way GameCube calculates square roots is significantly different due to floating point precision. At least that's the theory. Anvar has talked about that a lot, so I'm assuming that's the case. Whatever it is, jumping on this 90-degree frame allows you to get the right gravity angle so that you can latch onto the wall and start running on it. So, here's what I look for. So, when I jump, I like jump down into the wall, and I hold this kind of like down left angle. Once I land, I hold L to turn the camera so that I can see Eggman, and I curve my stick just along that left gate to walk up the slope. It's worth noting that you can run into this wall and lose like all of your speed for some reason. So be careful about that. As like that, where you saw Eggman just like lose all the speed instantly. It's just the way wall collisions work on GameCube, so you have to be mindful of that as you're doing this trick. So you walk up the slope, and you're going to have to look for a specific frame. This is where I start pausing. You want to jump on the frame, the gravity angle here. You can't see my cursor. I just realized that now. Or can you? I don't know. It's hard to tell. Yeah, where you have to get the specific gravity angle at 90 degrees. So if I frame advance here, you can see that on this frame, I have a gravity angle of 90 degrees. The main thing I look for is Eggman's nose. If it's like if it's like down at like a 90-degree angle or perpendicular, then I jump on that frame. It's a precise frame to pause on, but you can do it. Visually, Eggman's feet might be different each time. Sometimes, like, the angle might be different. Sometimes you might end up reaching 90 degrees earlier or later than this, just because of, you know, walking up a slope takes time, and it changes depending on speed and whatnot. So you're going to have to probably come up with your own visual cue. The main one, as I've already stated, is look for Eggman's facing direction. If he's facing down, then that's the good frame to jump. Then, once I pause on that frame, I jump and I hold left with this kind of camera angle. And that allows me to get on the wall. And I slightly start curving my stick towards up left so that I can continue to run on this wall for a while. And once I touch this wall here, I jump, I do like kind of a small press, not like a tap, not like a full press, just like a small little press of the jump button, probably like 3-4 frames. And that allows me to jump into this position, which allows me to land on the wall here. And depending on if you get lucky and you do everything right, you clip through that wall. And you can start running down this hallway. And that's the first Iron Gate wall run. So to play that back at full speed... Level 2 security door breach. Level 2 security door breach. And that's the Iron Gate wall run. It's pretty silly. And the inputs are pretty precise. But you can get a fair bit of consistency with the rest of the parts. The only difficult part, like the truly, truly difficult part, is jumping on the right frame every time. Which is annoying, but it is what it is. So that leads into the second part. The second wall run. This room is slightly different. I feel like the wall is more magnetic, I suppose, would be a good way to describe it. Give me a sec. I have to, like, mind boggle. I feel like the wall here is more grabby than the other one, so that's worth keeping in mind. You might have to move a slightly different way in order to not get stuck in this room, because the camera angle is slightly different. But it's the same principle. You jump on the right frame, as seen here. You can see that I paused on the right frame here. And then if I jump on that frame, then I land on the wall. I do the same thing again. Now, I do this room in a different way, or do the ending of this room in a different way, because you can't actually you can't go through this door. So what I would recommend people do is they get on the wall and they run down up until that light and then jump. So that they just land on the very edge of this platform, and then you can jump and shoot the door off. You can fall off this very slight platform because you just woke up wrong that day, which I unfortunately don't really know how to deal with. Sometimes you land here, sometimes you don't, and that's just kind of the reality. Or sometimes you like break the door open and you fall through like that. As you can see here, by the fast way that I do it, which is jump early and try to break this door open. So that's why I personally, or at least I would recommend people actually do the safe one instead. You have to worry about not holding the wrong angle to get owned by that robot, but barring that, it should be pretty safe. And that's the second wall run. It's worth noting that you can do certain things. I will show some recordings of that now. So you can do the wall run on the left side, as you can see here. I'm not sure why you would ever want to do this. I find this to be insanely hard, but you can do it on the left, as you can see here. And try and get in that way. I'll play that back at full speed just so you can see. So you can do it like that. It's also worth noting that you can back up if you need to. If you happen to get to the right gravity frame, but you're in the wrong position to like land on the wall, you can land back on the wall. This is really weird, so I'll try and show you what I mean. So you see how Eggman just kind of flew in the air and then landed on the wall? You can see that my positioning is like not close enough to the wall, right? But I jump off with that 90-degree gravity and I fly around. Anytime you have that 90-degree gravity angle, you can latch yourself onto the wall and start running on it. So what you could do if you're positioning slightly off is somehow do that, land back on the wall, and then save your attempt by then jumping into the door area where you need to go. So it's worth noting that. Basically, you just want to jump on the 90-degree frame. However, whatever happens in between, you can figure it out. But yeah, that's pretty much the essentials of Iron Gate wall run. So I'll recap. Jump up, jump down into the slope, angle down left and curve your stick around so that you're running up the slope. Make sure you're close enough to this wall here. Pause when you're on this 90-degree wall, or when you start running up it, and jump on the frame that your gravity angle is at 90 degrees. Once you do that, you start holding left and move up left to start running on the wall, and then do a tiny little jump once you are close enough to this door to land on the door or on the wall for the first one. Level 2 security door breach. Level 2 security door breach. And then for the second one, do the same thing, except maybe jump a little closer down the bottom to land on the door, because you can't run on the wall through that door. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I can really say. Unfortunately, this trick is pretty tricky, so it's something you're gonna have to get used to. But I hope that helped with understanding, at least. Thank you.